What's up, guys? My name is Brad, and on February 3rd, I'm getting my left leg amputated from the knee down. And today, I wanted to share with you guys my journey. 2 years ago, on October 11th, I was involved in a motorcycle accident on my way to work. And anyone from California knows that the traffic is very heavy during the morning times. And when I was going through the freeway, a car pulled out of its lane and struck me from below the knee and totally ripped my bone out of the skin, cut tendons, arteries, ligaments, just everything you can think of kind of went on with my leg. And after I got hit, I stumbled, rolled on the ground. First thing I did was kind of sit on my butt. I lifted my leg, and the second I lifted my leg, it just dropped and dangled. And right away, the pain kicked in. Um, People were pulling over, and it took about 40 minutes for the ambulance to come and actually scoop me from the ground because, like I said, the traffic is just really, really bad. And yeah, I just was sitting there in just excruciating pain. Didn't pass out, didn't go into shock. And once the ambulance got there, they splinted my leg up, took me into the hospital. And the second I got into the hospital, there was a whole trauma team waiting for me. And I just went out, spent about 6 hours in my first surgery, and they just reconstructed my bones, put a rod in my legs, put a bunch of screws. I came out of that surgery, and just a few minutes after the surgery, they noticed that my leg wasn't getting any circulation. There was no blood flow, so it looked like my leg was just dying. It had no color, and so I had to go back in for another 9 hour surgery, and that surgery was more vascular. So they took a vein out of my right leg and grafted into my leg to act as an artery to save the circulation, and it worked. It worked. So the circulation was saved. I woke up the next day, and just in pain, of course, but surprised to see my leg, considering how bad the injury was. And my doctor came in and told me that in most cases we would have just gotten rid of your leg, but we saw that you were young, you were healthy, and we wanted to do everything we can to save your leg. And they did. They reconstructed it. I spent about 30 days in the hospital. Couldn't move out of the bed. But luckily, I had a great support group. I had my good friends who are actually behind the camera right now. My family, of course, were constantly coming in. And at this hospital that I was actually at, my brother is a firefighter, so he does a lot of his drop-offs at that hospital. So I saw him a lot. My parents were there every day, of course, and I actually saw a lot of my cousins work at the hospital. I have friends that worked at the hospital, so I was constantly around good people. Plus, the nurses were just all amazing. And yeah, so during all this time, I had to go through a lot of follow-up things. Like I had to do a follow-up surgery because I had to get another plate in my leg to kind of hold the bone together. And I had to do a lot of grafting, a lot of skin grafting to my legs. So they took skin out of my left thigh. They grafted it to my leg to kind of seal the wounds up. So being in the hospital bed for those 30 days was especially hard for me considering I lived a very, very active lifestyle. I left the camp. I hiked all the time. I rode my motorcycle. Um, and it was just, although I had a great support group with my friends and my family, at the end of the day, it all matters what's going on in here. And I really think just my mental state, I was well aware that like if I stayed mentally strong and positive, that I would get through what I was going through, and it worked. I there was never a day where I was woe is me. I'm never gonna live my old life, yada yada yada. I said, you know what? No, I'm gonna heal through this. I'm gonna get better, and I did. I did get better. But with that being said, when I got out of the hospital after 30 days, my doctors really didn't think that my circulation was gonna be strong, and they really considered, or they really thought that I'd have to amputate my leg within 3 months of my leaving the hospital. But I somehow, miracle, I guess you could say, my circulation was as strong as it could be. It wasn't strong by any means. It wasn't strong at all. I still, to this day, have extreme swelling in my below my leg and my foot. When I got out of the hospital, I was able to go home. Had a lot of home health care. They came just about every day to clean my wounds every night. That took about maybe 2 or 3 months for my wounds to fully heal. And once my wounds were healed up, that's when I was able to be put in a boot and start learning how to walk again. Which that part was very painful. Putting that amount of pressure on a limb that was basically Frankenstein back together, and trying to relearn how to walk was just, it was tough. It was tough, especially with a thick boot. And I spent about maybe 3 months in crutches in a boot, and then after 3 months, I went to one crutch, and then eventually went to no crutches, and then no boot. So during this time, it was very lonely because although I was healed and I was somewhat walking again, um, I couldn't keep up with the activities that I previously did. I could barely even walk down the street without being in excruciating pain. Um, so when I would see my friends on social media go out and go on camping trips or hiking trips or just go surfing or just whatever it was, and knowing that I couldn't do that, it was really hard for me. And at that time, I decided to get a dog, my dog Zeus actually, um, to help me kind of with that emotion and with that sadness that I was feeling, because those were hard times, especially when you can't live the life that you previously lived and you're well aware of that. It's a very dark, it puts your mind in not the right place. And getting Zeus really kind of, for me, helped me get out of that funk that I was kind of in. And when I first got Zeus, it was just, I was happy every day. You know, he just, him being around me just did a lot. And without even my knowledge at the time, like, he really kind of forced me to get up out of bed and go outside and take him on a walk, even though it was hard and it was painful for me. He forced me every day to go up, take him out, go use the restroom, and that actually really helped with my process of just healing and getting back to walking somewhat normal again. Um, and yeah, Zeus has just been, he's been a big deal in my life, and he's helped me in so many ways. And just if anyone out there is going through some sort of depression, it doesn't have to be just because of an amputation, right? It could be something completely different than what I'm, the physical thing that I'm kind of going through. Just know that your willpower is the strongest thing on this planet. So no matter what you're going through, just remember, stay strong, be positive. That's the main thing, is just being positive. Never look back at something and say, wow, I shouldn't have done that, or, this shouldn't have happened. You just kind of got to look past it and say, it happened. So what? Get through it, heal up, be a better person. So right here is where the bone actually tore through my skin and tore through veins, tendons, arteries, and they actually put a plate in here to kind of hold it all together. Back here is where the bone also tore through my skin. And then this long scar right here is a vein graft they took out of my right leg and put into my left. This chicken skin right here is what I call it. They took a part of my thigh and they grafted it onto my leg here. And this scar here is where they dropped the pin down and screwed it all together to my bust. So as you guys can see with my leg, a lot of these factors have kind of played a role into why I really want to amputate my leg and why it's the best thing for me, and also why I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm excited to get back to my old life and also pick up new activities, in the future. And I just want to let everyone know that we will be documenting my time in the hospital after my amputation, and videos after, so you guys can have a glimpse of like what I'm going through, what's currently going on. So if you or anyone that's kind of going through the same situation, feel free to please follow what I'm doing, because I'm here for you as you are there for me. Feel free to hit up or to contact us on Instagram, even in the YouTube comments. We would love to hear your comments, and we would love to talk to you about anything that you're currently going through or you will be going through. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone for taking time out of the day to listen to my story. I want to thank my friends, of course, for recording this. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.